Alright, welcome to the Cine Minis podcast where I talk about random stuff at like midnight or whatever. The random topic of today's episode is going to be Kings Island, I guess. So, Kings Island is a theme park in Ohio. And they're pretty cool. Up until recently, I would have said that they were my favorite theme park ever. And actually, they're going to be Six Flags pretty soon. But there have been some recent changes. I'll start with talking about the rides. Rides are good. Kittyland, not too good. I mean, there's a couple standouts, but generally nothing to write home about. Most of the stuff there is good for kiddie rides. Orion, new big coaster they got. It's basically just a better Diamondback. But yeah, there's some really good stuff to ride. There's plenty of things to choose from. I don't know what happened, but recently there's just always lines everywhere. I don't know if everyone got passes at the same time or something, but something is up. Because there used to be, you could go on a day with, forecasted bad weather, and then it'd be 75% of the people that are here today would just be gone. It would be like a ghost town with no lines anywhere, and you can just ride whatever you want. Nowadays, even on, a day with rain, there's still a full, it's packed. It's more packed than I've ever seen it, which... it's not really something to say about the park itself, but it really detracts from the experience, not being able to choose anything without lines, because there used to be stuff that even if the entire park was packed, you could still count, I can ride Shake, Rattle, and Roll, or I'll go on Zephyr, or Windseeker, or Backlot Stunt Coaster. And no, that's just not the case anymore. I've not been on the stunt coaster in months. I might not have been on it once this whole year, because it's never not had a line that is... It's had the longest lines I've ever seen it. Just the entire time, every single time I've been there, it just has the worst lines. And that's crazy to me. But now it's time for the really important part. The thing that really kills it for me, which they also have lines there too, but man, they really screwed up the food. Normally, you get a season's pass or whatever, you get a meal plan with that. That's a great deal. You head up there every day. You're getting two basically free meals, other than the gas you have to spend to get there and the initial investment of the meal pass. But now they're downsizing and changing menu options. You get half as much chicken and everything in your chicken tenders and everything. They've downgraded the quality of the pizza, I'm pretty sure. But the absolute worst thing that I'm 100% certain on, they downgraded the fries. They changed the recipe, or they're buying from someone new, or whatever. Now, you go to Brewhouse, the tater tots are... They used to be a fantastic... You go to Brewhouse, you get a burger, and then you get these tater tots. And they're the best tater tots ever. They're delicious. And you get a nice air-conditioned place to sit in, and you eat your meal. It was the number one dining spot. Now, on top of the longer lines, they've downgraded the tater tots, so now they're always dry and don't taste like anything. And then Coney Barbecue, a pretty new place. They've been changing their menu pretty frequently. But one thing that was always the same was their Sidewinder fries. Now, those were delicious. Those were the best, almost the best place you could get potatoes at. And you get a great deal on the rest of your meal, too. But now, they got different fries. They're not the Sidewinders anymore. They taste way worse. They don't have the same seasonings, and they're generally a less appealing shape. They're not as fun to eat anymore, which I guess is kind of subjective, but they taste worse. Their texture is worse. Their shape is worse. It's all around a worse fry, and now they give you less of it. Which, it's just a shame. It's terrible. Another new place they added was Grain and Grill, which, I mean, some of the stuff that they serve is alright, but the stuff they serve is alright. They don't serve, any of it. It's like a tiny, tiny portion. And it's just miserable. If you order anything else, then your food is either completely without taste. It's like eating warm ice, or it's all right, but you barely get enough to eat. I've also noticed a whole lot of places are just closing. They closed the Subway and haven't done anything with it. All the Subways are gone there. A bunch of the concession stands I've not seen open more than one time. And that's not that I eat at concession stands a lot, but it just seems like there's not a lot happening when a third of the places that you can go are just closed. And those are the main complaints I have, though there's not much to be done about them. All right, I think that's enough rambling for one video or episode podcast, right? Podcast. Ooh.